Hi guys, I'm here today to talk to you about the NHS strike. Now these are words that we don't normally hear in the same sentence because for decades we've been told that we're not allowed to strike. Now back in 1979 we were campaigning for higher pay and although things have moved on since 1979, we have received the odd 1 or 2% pay rise like we did following COVID. It is still not enough for what we go through and what we face every single day. Now, a lot of our nurses have had to seek out wellbeing services and experience post-traumatic stress disorder following the pandemic and COVID for what we have gone through and what we have seen. And this is just not reflected in our pay whatsoever. Now, 300,000 of you have voted to strike, which is amazing. And I've received a lot of questions from you guys about the strike. So the main question that I've received is, will we get paid to strike? So unfortunately, if it is your day to work, we won't get paid to strike. You don't have to strike for both days. You can just strike for the one or half a day. Or even if it's your day off, that would be a better option to strike. Another question I've received about the strike is, can anyone strike? Now, anyone can strike who is part of the union. So that is Royal College of Nursing or Unison, and anyone from healthcare can strike. It doesn't have to be a registered nurse. A lot of people are concerned about how we'll be seen as a profession as nurses for striking. A lot of information in the media states that nurses will be walking out, healthcare professionals will be walking out. And it's not quite true. We're campaigning for what we deserve, like other professions. Postal service, train drivers who often strike and get the necessary pay that they also deserve. In comparison, I get a lot of patients who say to me, how do you do your job for such little pay? The general public know that we get very little pay for what we go through. So let's stand together and tell the government what we deserve. Now, it's good to know that if you are deciding to strike on your day to work, you need to let your employer know or your line manager know so that they can make a contingency plan for the nurses who are not in work, so that patients' well-being and care is not compromised and put at risk while nurses are striking. I also believe that if we do receive a higher pay, then we'll be able to retain nurses more easily and we'll be able to get a bigger uptake in our nursing students and be able to keep them if our pay is reflected in the work that we have to do and what we experience and go through. We spend a lot more time with our colleagues and looking after patients than we actually do looking after our own families, and it would be really great if we were recognised for that. So the strikes will be taking place on the 15th and the 20th of December 2022. They'll be taking place across the whole of the UK, outside of your workplaces, hospitals, community centres, GP surgeries, prisons, but mainly they'll be taking place in the big towns and big cities. So it's important to check with your trust or your employer whether that area is striking outside of the workplace. So guys, I hope you found this video helpful. I originally wanted to do the video to provide pros and cons of the strike and be an unbiased nurse. However, I, as you can probably see, am very for the strike. I'm very for fighting for what we deserve as a profession. And I'm so happy that so many of you have voted to strike. It will be amazing to see so many nurses and healthcare professionals out on the picket line with your placards campaigning for what we deserve. So I really hope to see you all there. Thank you for watching. I hope the video has been useful for you. Take care and keep doing the amazing work that you're doing out there. Thank you.